VSL implementation. Used as good friction and preloading. What a VSL is doing in a system, it preloads the conversation, increases likelihood they want to buy, carry proof of people like them with the same pains. Fit it into funnel intentionally. VSL is a good friction, qualifies and persuades. I like extra fields clicks, which are bad friction. So VSL is a video sales letter, which is basically a sales video that, like everything that you repeat on your calls, you just have a video where you say the same things and you send it to everyone so they watch it and they see it and they see your testimonials and they get sold by why they should buy from you, and you go over the most common objections, and when people jump on a call, they already are more educated, so now you can actually get to the bottom of their pains and actually have a more efficient sales conversation, right? Some symptoms are that people come to the call and don't know who you are, or why they have a pain, or like how are you different from people, or they have a lot of objections, or they don't have enough urgency, or they don't know your testimonials, or your calls are always longer than they need to be. Then you are just repeating the same things that needs to be in a VSL that everyone should watch, right? This is super important. So if you don't have a VSL, you need to implement it. And if you have a VSL, then you need to have it everywhere in your funnel. If people watch a webinar, from your webinar, watch them to a VSL and then they book a call. If you are selling it the DMs, like setting calls in the DMs, or your setters are doing it, talk it the DMs, then send the VSL, then people book, okay? This is super important. So implement a VSL, a video sales letter. It's very simple and one of the highest leverage things that you can do. And good news, one of the next lessons in the conversion module is gonna be about the VSL. So you can go check it out. We're gonna give away a template that you can use to write your VSL if you don't have it already. If you have a VSL and it's working, don't change it, okay? If it's not working or if you don't have it, then work on this. Focus on the thing that you need the most and implement it first, okay? So yeah, we're gonna have a separate video on this. Our VSL made us over $1 million, okay? So it's like, I highly recommend you to check it out and it's gonna help you a lot. Now, next. Objection handling, stop memorizing 50 overcomes, win earlier and loop cleanly. So basically, for objections, there's just a few strategies that you can use to always convert people. And instead of just writing down 50 objections and coming up with 50 ways to solve it, you can just remember you can always remember just a few concepts that actually help you overcome any objections always. And if you do that, then you will be able to close people. Right? Anyway, like basically, you'll understand that all of the objections are usually because of the same excuses that people have, and that will help you to never get nervous on a call because someone said something that you have never heard, so you don't know how to handle the objections. It's always very similar things. So if you just learn these frameworks I'm gonna share with you today, you can handle pretty much any objection. Okay? So the first thing that you need to do for this is to have the mindset shift, which is if you are living in objections constantly, you are likely missing earlier execution because only 10 to 20% of deals close after the first no. So chronic objections usually mean earlier steps need work. So you need to have a simpler language. You need to have a VSL. You need to educate people more. People need to trust you more, so therefore they'll have less objection. And also another huge thing is that you are not going deep on people's pains on the discovery process of the call, which is the first part of the call. And that's when you lose people, right? Like people come to the call and they don't trust you, so they have objections. This is where you can like double your sales by doing this. By getting better objection handling, you'll usually only improve by 10 to 20%, which matters a lot, but it's not as important, okay? So now let's go to the point B. All right, and step number B is the objective after we've established a clear reason to buy. The goal is to ask for the sale as many times as possible. The constraint, ask in a way that doesn't offend them, so you can ask again. How? Match response and tone. Speak clearly, loudly, slowly. Use questions to avoid sounding competitive, okay? So what do I mean here? Is that basically the secret in objection handling is to not have objections, so is to pre-handle them by having a better marketing, educating people in advance, etc. And the second secret is to ask people more once you try to resonate with them and you are trying to give them an alternative perspective to look at their situation. And then people feel bad that they are saying no multiple times and then they say yes. I'm oversimplifying it, but this is what, like in my personal experience, what actually works well. Which is like people call it looping, which means like you are having, imagine if you want to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, okay? And you're asking them and they're saying no. Okay, now if you understand why and you make them to not be worried about that issue, right? and you ask again, and they say no, and then you ask why, and they tell you, and then you solve that, and you ask why. And if they genuinely want you, right? If they want your product or service, right? Then they are gonna say yes. Because no one wants to say no 20 times because they have no reasons to not do it. Because they think, hey, I said no. Like imagine if you go and you want to buy a TV, right? You say, I want to buy this TV, but like I think it's like too small. And then people think, why it's too small? It's because you think, oh, I want bigger because like I think that I'm not gonna see this. They're gonna say, okay, what room you are gonna put this in? I'm gonna put this in my like bedroom. Okay, how large is your bedroom? This large. Okay. No, actually, like for your own health of eyes, like the distance of your TV needs to be at like this much, and this is how much the TV needs to be for you to actually have a good experience. So in your situation, because you're gonna be relatively close to the TV, because it's in a bedroom, right? Your TV, like if your TV was bigger, it would be worse. So like this is the best model that you need to buy, even if it's more expensive. Now the person is more likely to buy that TV, right? This works in everything because like you kind of are asking again after you convince them by making them realize that the reason that they said isn't valid. That's all it is, right? So again, the ideal is that that person before coming to buy the TV already is educated by watching content about TVs or by that company like actually doing a questionnaire and telling the person what kind of TV they want and why. And before the person comes, they already know these things and then they won't have the objection. So the best thing in objection is to know that it's all about pre-handling them and doing all of the other steps first. I'm telling you this is underrated. And number two, realizing that it's all about asking again, and to ask again, all we have to do is we have to remember these looping clause questions, which I will tell you about right now, and my favorite objection handling tools, and then asking again. That's it, okay? But if you have to choose, do the first thing, which is pre-handle objections. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.